like 90%, if not 100%, of all baneful magic or dark sorcery involves sex magic in some way, shape, or form. So, before I get into the spiritual tea today about how sex magic is the core of so many forms of spell work and sorcery, I want you to affirm in the comments below: my sacred sexual energy is divinely protected. Ashe, Ashe, so shall it be. Hello, beautiful people. It is Oshun Kimmy, Mother of Mysteries, and today I am going to uncover the mystery of how sex magic is the foundation of dark sorcery and baneful magic, including things like destiny swapping magic, including things like energy harvesting, including things like beauty siphoning magic. So much of it involves sex magic. And of course, there are so many ways that sex magic can be performed. But what I want to make clear for this video today is that sex magic does not actually require a person to have sex with a person. So when I am talking about sex magic, I am not necessarily saying that sex magic is done through sexual intercourse with a sorcerer or with a witch. When I am talking about sex magic, I am talking about the fact that dark sorcery often relies on the power of a person's sexual organs and their lower chakras, which the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus chakras are the foundations of strong sexual energy. And so when we are talking about things like entities being attached to the sacral chakra, that is a form of sex magic. Why? Because entities and sorcerers will pull on the chakra points that are responsible for sexual energy. So, for people who think that sexual energy is only about sex, that is not true. Because when we are talking about sexual energy, we are talking about life force energy. Sexual energy is the energy of creation and the energy of creativity. So you may be wondering why. What is it about sexual energy that makes it so important to dark sorcerers and people who practice baneful magic? Well, the fact of the matter is that sex is power. Sex is the only energy through which a person can be born and manifest here on this planet, but also beyond the creation of humans. It is sexual energy that is behind the creation of so many of our best inventions. When it comes to manifestation, that is sexual creative power. There is a reason why celibacy can be so powerful. There is a reason why semen retention is so powerful. There is a reason why, when we preserve and protect our sexual energy, we can literally heal our bodies and we can grow in spiritual power and prowess. When you have strong sexual energy, you have a strong ability to manifest things in your life. So when it comes to sorcerers wanting to steal blessings and steal beauty and steal energy, they're going to pull from sexual energy, because sexual energy is what? Manifestation power. This is why we take very good care of our sexual energy and our sexual organs, because when we are talking about entities or spell work being done on the lower chakras, this can lead to literal physical health issues. Issues with menstruation, issues with fibroids, issues with fertility, issues with low semen count, issues with promiscuity. Basically, the point of sex magic on your lower chakras is to reduce your spiritual, creative, and manifestation power, and for a sorcerer to be able to siphon and tap into that energy and use it for their own creations. And so I'm really making this video because we have to be in the energy of protecting, preserving, and amplifying our sensual and sexual power. These are not energies that we should be afraid of. These are not energies that we should be suppressing or repressing. These are energies we should be tapping into to elevate our spiritual power and to create the exact life that we desire, because our manifestations and our creativity is fed through sexual and sensual energy. And this is not necessarily about being sexual or being sexy. Even though I think those things are good, there is nothing wrong with the energy of magnetism. But the point is about knowing how to use your sexual energy and power. So, when it comes to amplifying our sexual and sensual energy, this is a process of doing things that allow our tantric and kundalini energy to move through our bodies and through our life. The point is not to repress our sexuality and our sensuality and to turn it off. The point is to amplify it and use it in healthy ways for creationist power in our own life. For people who are familiar with Kundalini energy, understand that the Kundalini energy, which is sexual energy, is the life force behind every single spiritual awakening. It happens first in the lower chakras that help us feel and generate energy related to pleasure, passion, sexuality, and sensuality. So every single spiritual awakening starts first in the lower organs. That is how powerful Kundalini sexual and sensual energy is. I have noticed that a lot of people are afraid of their own sensual and sexual power. And we have been taught to see it as something that is sinful or dirty in some way. And that is so, 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 so far from the truth. So I'm going to leave this conversation here for now because I want to see how it resonates with people. If you all enjoyed this spiritual tea about sex magic, I will be happy to continue these conversations to get more into how sexual energy is used in magic, how you can use it to protect yourself and your own energy, and also how other people use it in negative or malevolent ways. So, if you feel called to book a one on one session with me to look into any spiritual situation that is happening in your life, I am happy to tap in with your spirit guides, your ancestors, your higher self to guide you in your situation however I can. And if you enjoy these conversations that I post on the YouTube, please know that on the Patreon, we go 10 times deeper. And on the Patreon, we practice what we preach. So we not only learn magic, we learn how to work it as well. So may peace, beauty, and power be upon every single person who wishes peace, beauty, and power upon me. Ashe.